Good morning, everybody. Good morning. morning. Max, Chris, I am Wally, Will, Greasy, Benton. How are y'all doing today? Make sure you get my news feed up right away as I'm thinking about it. And I don't believe we had news this. Wait, yeah, we have 9:45 news and 10 a.m. So let's not forget that. Morning, David. How's it going? Good morning. All right, let's hop into the charts here. I have a pretty good idea of what I think is going to happen today. We'll see. But, that's always the key. Yesterday, I probably I don't know. Lately, here, let me get into that. Let me get into that in a minute. Don't let me forget what I was going to say, or to say my thoughts on my trading here. But all right, so let me get into this. This is the daily chart. I mean, we did expand down, right? The last week, last few days, and we had yesterday's up close candle. So you got to think of it as a weekly profile. Are we going to be bearish now? Or are we finally going to get out of this consolidation and stay bearish? If so, the weekly chart, right? You should have an open. You should go up and make a high early in the week. So this is why I like to look at the weekly profile. Have an open and a high, and then somewhere around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, start expanding down, right? And eventually making a low, usually Thursday or Friday, and then come up wherever, somewhere, and have a close. That's how it typically should work on, normal weeks. So having an up close Monday would be like, okay, well, maybe we are going to be bearish. So we had an up close Monday. I did mark out this wick into 4 quadrants as a premium wick just because we did reach all the way up here through this volume imbalance and then close down here. And I want to see if we stay in the lower portion of that wick, which we have so far, and we're still inside yesterday's range. And then let's see if we continue to move down or not. Now, like I showed you yesterday, this quadrant is this wick down here. So I'll continue watching that. I'm probably going to jump right down to the 15-minute time frame because the 4 hours still the same thing. Like we have this big old BISI from yesterday and the 1 hour. That was, Trump talking. So I'm not sure. I have a pretty good feeling that we will rebalance this. This is the 15-minute time frame now. But I'm not quite sure we're going to do that just yet or this morning. We might. But here's why. We have that. But what I'm looking at here is, and I know I have a lot of marks on my chart right now, but yesterday we did not close this opening range gap from yesterday. Okay. So there's a couple of things I can see happening. We have this sell side liquidity here, which is exactly the midpoint of that 15-minute fair value gap. I could see us coming down and sweeping that low. And up here, we have some really clean buy side liquidity. Like it's pretty smooth in here. And we do have our London high up here. And of course, the New York session, afternoon session yesterday up there. Now, I don't think we have to come up this high. But I am looking at this area right here. That 420 to 434 area. I think there's a high probability we go up there today. We also have a new day opening gap here. So, and also right here, this 15-minute busy. So basically what I'm going to be looking at today is we have a sell sign. We have this buy side. And right here is going to be this 320 area, my key area that I'm watching. So I love when the market shapes out like this because if we open here in the next 10 seconds and shoot up into here, I want to see what happens in this key area. If we get above it, then I think we're going up there. However, if we come up and then come down, I think we're going to take sell side liquidity. On the other note, on the other side, if we open and come and take sell side liquidity, then I'd be looking for it to reverse and come back up. But there's always that possibility that we keep going down and take and close this opening range gap from yesterday as well. And at that point, I would have to be careful to not fall in love with that buy side liquidity and to see if we're going to want to just continue down to closing that big old 15-minute fair value gap. So that's kind of what I'm watching today, if that makes sense. And just to kind of break it down a little bit like cleaner, all I'm going to be watching for today, we just opened. Are we going to go down, take sell side? Are we going to close this opening range gap? And from there, are we going to continue to try to rebalance this big BISI? Or, that's one scenario. Or are we going to open, not take this sell side liquidity here? And if that's the case, what do we do at this 15-minute fair value gap? Do we come down from there? Or do we get through it and then take that and then go to that buy side liquidity? So that's my scenarios I'm looking at. And let's see what happens. I'm going to mark this opening range gap. We had our close up here, our open down there. Where's the mid? Right here. At about 333 or so. So now, I prefer that buy side liquidity. Like, that's the biggest draw on liquidity in my opinion. But you always got to be careful because, as you know, nothing's guaranteed. And it could look like it's going up there, and then it just want to run sell side and keep going down and rebalance that 15-minute fair value gap. Morning, Tony. So, let's see. Now we reached right up into that 15-minute fair value gap. And remember, let's do this too. So we don't forget. See, we had a little bit of internal range liquidity here, it looks like. Let's see, what's this high? I hate that whenever you can't see. This high is 308. This high is 307.50. So right here, this would be, minor buy side liquidity. Internal range liquidity is what you call that. So if it's going to go for sell side first, you would want to see, or if it's going to be bearish, you'd want to see it go up first, right? And then go down. So if it goes up, does it take an area of liquidity? Because remember, the market's always drawn to liquidity and imbalances. That's it. So here's some internal range liquidity, relative equal highs there, and imbalance, 15 higher time frame imbalance. So the market opened, ran up to that, right? So if it does want to go down and be bearish, it could do that now. Doesn't mean it will. Doesn't mean that's what I'm looking for. I would prefer it to go up because I do like that buy side liquidity. If you look at this buy side liquidity on the 1 minute over here, that's where you have, all these relative equal highs. Lots of smoothness. So on the 15-minute, you would want, let's zoom in here. You would look at it as smoothness, jagged, right here. And it needs to work its way up and take that. That's part of the 2024 mentorship where I learned that a lot of that part. And that's why I say I love the fact that I mixing the 2022 and 2024 as my own, personal model. I did not sleep good last night. And displacement, and remember that displacement is everything. So I always have that in mind. Even if I'm like, the market's going, whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's going, it's heading up, right? If you have massive displacement, like that's the bias changer. Or can be, right? That can be the bias changer where displacement, it's like, okay, it's not going up. So this is today's opening range. Let me put the date on here so I'm confused. Even though I have yesterday's opening range gap with the date, I want to put today's on today so I don't get it mixed. Where's the midpoint? There we go. I'm pretty sure well, I don't know. I'm going to lock it in just in case we don't fill it. But see how it took this minor buy side, reached into that imbalance, and now we may be heading down to take that sell side first. So we also have the news, so I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm okay with it basically being patient and letting it take sell side first, or one of the external range liquidity areas to tell me that, okay, it's taking one side, now let me see if it'll go take the other side. And right here on the 15-minute, I noticed this yesterday too. This is an order block. Because you see all this and this run down through these lows, and immediately had a change in the state of change in the state of delivery with some fair value gaps in there. I would look at this entire thing as a bullish order block. Now, of course, that doesn't mean, that means that it should invert, because ICT talks about all the PD arrays has an aspect of inversion, right? So in order block, you can have an inversion, an inverted order block. You don't go around, you don't never hear them talking about inversion order block, but every PD array has an inverted aspect of it. So if you look, this up here, this part of the candle, and the midpoint, that's not the one I'm looking for. Right here to there, and we take the midpoint order block right there. Here's the midpoint right here. So it's struggling. It did get lower here, but look how it's respecting the midpoint, and look where the bodies are right now. I'm not saying it's not going to go down, but this is an order block, and this is basically the first touch of that order block since it ran away. Do a little refresh on my chart here. Make sure I'm not missing any data. How'd everybody do yesterday? Did y'all do any more trading? Man, yesterday was ugly. Trump talking and all that. Hey, Chris, no shadow. Yesterday was nice. Good. Made 1,100 bucks. Well, how did you make that 1,100 bucks? That's always the question. Did you trade well? Did you have good discipline? Did you follow your rules? That's the key. If you did, then great. All right, so we've taken this sell side liquidity. Now here's the key, the question that I was talking about earlier. Are we going to come close this opening range gap? Are we just going to keep heading down to close that news Trump speaking Bissy yesterday? Like, where are we going to draw to? And are we going to just not have anything to do with that buy side liquidity today? I am more bearish overall, as I was talking about this morning. So, but on the 15-minute in this morning, I would have liked to see it head to that buy side liquidity, which it could still happen. Like, we have news. So we close this opening range gap, and this is the area now I want to see what happens from. So this could be, so basically how I do that is I'm going to watch for these fair value gaps. If we immediately have an inversion, that could be a sign we're not going to go down anymore. If we're going to continue being bearish, we should respect all the discount PD arrays. And we have one up here, but and if we come right back up into this range here above that sell side liquidity, that's going to be telling. It's going to be a telling sign. Yeah, anyways, so what I was going to say earlier about my trading is I need to, I think I don't know if have a little more patience is the right word, but be able, because there's just like yesterday, I knew I probably shouldn't have taken a trade, but I guess my mindset lately has been, if it's not the best trade, maybe like I still could see it working out, and I'll still put on the risk. I mean, my money management's great, but if I put on the risk and it loses, it's like, well, was it really worth risking that? Like, I think I need to get back to basically seeing, because I know, like, just like I said the week before last when I was streaming, and I had some good days there, and I'm like, man, like when I know what I'm looking for and I see it, I'm very, very confident. And there's other days where I kind of let the market play out. And sometimes on those days where I let the market play out, I still, even though it's like maybe it's kind of showed its hand to me or not really, then I kind of just like take a shot. And I think news is out, by the way. And I think what I need to start implementing is not taking those shots. That's going to save me a lot of those losses. And I used to be really good about that. And I was just thinking about it. I was like, I don't know what happened, why I got away from that. But I got away from just, walking away more. I used to walk away a lot more. And I need to get back to doing that where it's like, if it's not really clear and I'm really confident, I guess deciphering my A trades, A plus trades, B trades, C trades, and only take A trades in some B trades. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Interference? What kind of interference are you having? Is it lagging or something? It says my connection is excellent. Let's see. It's cracking a bit. I don't know what's going on with this sound. I think it's this mixer thing. Because if it's too loud, static. Yeah, it's this. I think it's this stupid mixer. Oh, so was it just static the whole time, or whenever like if it was too loud? It's fine now. Okay. Ah. Oh, so static is random. Okay. Well, then it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what it was then. I really need to figure out this thing. All right. Now, still have 10 a.m. news, but you see how we came all the way down through that opening range gap. We inverted this fair value gap, but of course, I bet you it's YouTube then, or the connection with YouTube, if the picture does that as well. Now I'm looking here. TK, I'm more looking for a long at the moment. Because we reached down, we closed this opening range gap. Now we are coming back up, but I need this to become an inversion first. If we hold here and displace lower, then we're going down. If we can come down, have a failure swing, come back up and have a market structure shift, and we may continue up. But for the moment, sitting still until if we displace and take out this low, then I think we're gonna, keep coming down and try to rebalance that fair value gap from yesterday, which would put us right back down into the 900s. It would be 925.75 is where I think we would go if we do that. So it's way down. But that's only if we displace through this low. And of course, we still have 10 a.m. news. So we could also, you got to be careful, very careful, because we could also see it pull back up here, do another stop run, and then give us a bullish breaker. So you got to be very careful. Maybe power tool causing it. Yeah, the guys are not here yet working on the house. At least I don't think they're here yet. Yeah, they're not here yet. So now, let's get rid of this one. I want to see, we do have this Sibby here. It's not one I'm looking to short yet because I want to see. And here's the thing. Like I said at the beginning, I am overall more bearish, but that buy side liquidity was just really obvious to me. Doesn't mean we need to go for it today or this morning. So we could just be, coming down, and that minor buy side in here is all we needed in that 15-minute fair value gap. That's definitely a possibility. I just want to be sure first, and I know we have, so now we're in the 950 macro, and we do have 10 a.m. news. Oh, I lost my news. Here we go. We do have 10 a.m. news. So I just want to be sure I'm not caught in a stop run here, right? Where we run some stops and then get a bullish breaker and head up. I just want to be careful. If we get a failure swing here. So if we come back up to this fair value gap, this is one right here. I want to be watching to see if we get an inversion or if we're going to use it to continue down. But this is lining up. Like if that's all we need to do is take this minor buy side, go into that higher time frame imbalance and come down, I mean, we could. It is lining up with my overall bias. So we'll see. I just hate, though, when I see clean buy side liquidity like that and it never going to it and it running away from it. Like I hate that because I know it should be drawn to that area up there. All right, now here's the pivotal moment here to let me know if we take this, if we invert this, then I think we're going to go up. If it holds, then we may be going down. Is it still doing it, Chris? Is it still bad? Hmm. Is that what's going on, Chris? Man, you know how awesome Chris is? Chris is so awesome, but it about Chris. Did you hear that one, Chris? Yeah, at this point, we have 4 minutes until 10 a.m. news. I'm probably just going to wait. The other thing with my audio, I think, so I don't know if it's YouTube today since I'm getting picture interference or whatever too. I don't know. But with this little, my audio stuff is, because I shut down my computer every day. And sometimes when I open it back up, like it doesn't keep the settings in this little mixer thing. I have to restart it. And so I don't know. I think sometimes the settings get messed up. I need to do some testing for sure. Yeah, it should be. Getting a pool built. So should be uh like June, end of May, early June. Ready? It's gonna be nice. Yeah. Come on down, Chris. Yeah, I wish there was a way for YouTube to that I could like refresh connection without it closing down the stream or anything. That's what I'm talking about. Bring the dogs. See, now we got this inversion right here. So I wasn't ready. I'm like not ready to go short yet. We got to really display slower, obviously, for me to consider a short with all that buy side liquidity up there. So now basically I'm waiting to see. I want this swing to get taken with displacement. Now I want to see this one get not taken. So basically this swing hold. It could come down, that's fine, but I want to see displacement up from here above this swing high. Do a quick speed test on my internet to make sure. Yeah. Right at about 2,000 megabits per second. So definitely not my internet. Finished off at 1974 megabits per second download speed. Upload speed 2200. So yeah, my internet connection's pretty good. All right, here we go. 10 a.m. news is out. We are hopefully displacing higher. We did get this market structure shift here. We did take the swing that I wanted. So now I'm just going to look for me a long entry. Should get another inversion out of this. And if we do get a 15-minute fair value gap, a BISI, this down candle that we had at 9:30, or this series of candles here, could be a bullish order block as well if we do end up going up. Let's see if this stays open. I want to see this stay open and not rebalance right here. I want to see a fair value gap form. Right there. I want to see you stay there. Yeah, this actually right here would be a golden inversion right there. Because you have a bullish breaker now. It's a big one. You have this low, high, lower low, and now you made a higher high. So that would make this one a golden inversion, although I'm not loving the structure because it's not very clean. It's there, but it's not very clean. And by very clean, I mean like this. More of a W. But you see how I hit it right there. And we did get this fair value gap right here. And it is holding at the moment. And it did hit that inversion right here. So I am going to be watching to see if I get an entry. Which we might. I want to see this fair value gap stay respected, though. This new one that we have. We should go up from here. And it shouldn't come back. If it is going to go up and I get an entry, it should not come back to this lower inversion. So we'll see. We'll see if it works out this way or not, but that's what I'm looking at. Looking for its close on this 15-second chart above 236.50 and then break the high of that bar is what I'm looking for. All right, it might get me an entry here. Ooh, not yet. Not yet. One more touch of this 1 minute fair value gap. And let's see if it's going to get through it or if it's going to hold here and go up. Wow. Market might have other plans. Inverted it. Now let's go back to the 1 minute here. Show you what I'm looking at. Inverted it. So I got to wait. It may come up. I have plenty of room to go long, though. So I got to wait because it may be looking to, pull back more. I still think it's going to go up. However, I have to wait for another entry because, pull back further. Yeah. Maybe if we displace up from here, then I'll get another entry. Because I have, if it continues just like working its way up, I have a lot of room, a lot of targets higher. So I got to be sure before hopping in. Because see, look at the bodies, look at the wicks. Still think it goes up, like I said, but I got to get in at the right time. I got to refresh my chart. Keeps giving me this little data blip. There we go. All right. Now, on the 1 minute here, I'm looking at this order block and see if we get a fair value gap in here. And that would be another potential entry. So I want to see this stay open now. There we go. So now let's see if I can entry out of this area. Hitting the midpoint of yesterday's range. Came off the midnight open there. Anybody long yet? If I took inversions, this one would have been nice. And this one would have been one that I would have been confident in. But with this price action here, I was just kind of like, eh. I'm looking for a really clean entry. All right, drop down in the 15 seconds. See if I get me a confirmation. We are in that fair value gap now. Not always. We could hit this order block right here at 235.75. But doesn't need to. I'm always on my other screen here still looking at the 1 minute chart while I'm on the 15 second. Make sure we don't get a sibby out of it. I don't think we will, because at this point, I definitely think we're going to keep going up. Unless if it displaces and proves me wrong. So it's in that order block now. Oh. Might be displacing lower. Dang. Not for me, Max, because I'm not trading off. I'm not using it for entries. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm just looking at it for confirmation. I'm watching the 1 minute still. So I really don't care too much what that 15 second does. I'm just looking at the 1 minute. But I mean, now this is what I'm talking about. If we get obvious displacement, I can't ignore it, and we're getting obvious displacement. Came right back up to that midnight opening price, yesterday's midpoint, hit the London low, hit the opening range gap from today's low again. Now we had a market structure shift back to the downside. We're still above. We're still in that range with the sell side liquidity, but still not convinced of a short yet. So we're back down to that first inversion right there. I actually think we still go up and get through this. I don't know what this big pullback was. I'm still not convinced of a short yet. I mean, he could go short. Yeah, it's weird because like my reads, I'm getting my reads, but the market's just not doing what I'm reading. Like it is, but it's not. Hmm. Oops. Like this should have never happened. This pullback here. So I don't know. I don't see any headlines or anything. I mean, I see some China foreign minister had some calls, but like that's it. So this this pullback is weird right here. That should have never happened. And that's hey, again, that's where that 15-second confirmation comes into play. Because if I would have just longed it right here, I would have had my stop probably under here, and that would have got taken. And it may, keep going up. Just might be a bit of high resistance or something. Yeah, speaking of that, Will, let me put my opening range out and see what that's looking like with deviations. We have 951. It's going to be the low. What's 134? Right there. This 931. That's the high. Here's the midpoint. That's we're hitting the midpoint of the opening range right here. So if we are going to go up, we did come up. Okay, that makes sense now, actually. If we are going to go up, all we did here is after 10 a.m. is go back into a premium of the opening range. And I bet you, yeah, look at that. If I put the 70%, I think it's 70 point. Oh, right here, 70.5. Oh, right here. I already have it. Optimal trade entry right here. It came right down to it. It's pretty interesting. So we'll see if it goes up from here. That's the ICT OTE entry, optimal trade entry. So pulled right back to the 70.5%. Shot down a little further here, almost to 78 of that opening range, which is the discount. So it might be ready to go up now. And this inversion sits right along that OTE. We'll see if we get through that. If we get through this. 1021. Let's see if we do anything here. If not, it might be just, waiting around for later. But yeah, at this point, I can't really go long until we invert this or trade through it. And if we take this high up here, if we do end up taking this high, then we'll finally get a market structure shift on the 5-minute. But like I say, I can't ignore price action and stay with a bias. Now we're getting lower here. If we get another fair value gap, I don't know. We'll see. If we stay here in the next few minutes, 5 minutes or so, then I'm probably going to call it. Being pretty high resistant right now. So we got this Sibby. This I still can't short right now, though. It's like it's in a bad area for me. We didn't even take this low right here when we came down. I mean, it is looking a little heavy, like we are going to come down, but not very nice looking. I don't know. I do think it is looking like it wants to come down, though. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to short this. I think we're heading down. I'm just going to try to go to these lows here. See if we can break out now. If we are, we shouldn't come back up to this area. But this is kind of what I was talking about. I probably shouldn't be taking this trade because this is not the highest probability trade. But it's just showing me. It's looking pretty heavy here. In the 5-minute. We have a 5-minute fair value gap here, Abyssi, that we traded through, and it's looking like we're going to try to get through it, but I definitely should have waited, to be honest. It's part of my impulse, like, I don't know. Been pretty bad about, yeah, see. I knew this. I was very hesitant about going short, and I should have just listened to myself. Should have waited for more, because when this bar came down, we didn't even take this low. And it's being real hesitant at this sell side liquidity. I have that buy side up there I really loved. Kind of have been kind of regretting getting in this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Should have waited. I think this thing's going to go up. There we go. It's going to go up now. Am I flat? Yeah, I'm flat. See, my problem lately is, man, I don't lately, before I would stick to my bias too much sometimes. And now lately I've been trying not to stick to my bias as much, and it's kind of come back to bite me quite a bit. I really think we're going to go up. And I should have waited. Like, this whole morning I've been saying, yeah, I think we're going to go up. And it's really hasn't. This one got me, and I guess I got impatient today. So I think we're going to end up getting through this. It's just when. Watch now, it's just going to shoot down. All right, well, I got to call it. It's 10:30, and I was pretty impatient today. After I was patient, and then I got impatient. So, yeah, it's been a little rough. Been rough. So, I'm going to call it today, and should have stuck with my bias. And if it never played out, just never, or not take a trade. So, oh well. Russia launched 400 drones at Ukraine Tuesday. Interesting. All right, y'all. I'm going to hop off here. And another red day. So, all good. All right. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Trade well, everybody. Take care.
Yeah.